Okay, well, this is not going to be a very long session. It's about EFL and EFL reading-based projects. There you go. Okay. Well, so what should we do when our students finish reading a book? This is a very old question. What is a good activity to bring into our classroom? Post-reading activities, well, yes, they are advisable because what they do is that they bring a sense of the students know that they have read the book because of a reason. So they are necessary. But writing summaries of every chapter or summaries of the whole book is not necessarily the best option. It's not something that is really, it's really boring actually, and the students usually perceive it like that, especially if you have middle teens, high school students, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay? So it's advisable to choose other activities, but make sure that they are meaningful, that our students realize that there are other things in reading than reading itself. And that you have to make sure that these activities are fun, so they can enjoy participating in the project. And be surprised with the outcome. What I mean the outcome is that they finally see that they are learning, because English is not a subject, it's not a school subject, and it shouldn't be treated like that. It's a language. So the outcome here is that they can, whether in written form or in oral form. Okay? So I have a few suggestions. I got 3 post-reading activities for you to consider. The first is you could ask your students to create a comic version of a story. Many people do not really consider this as a valuable activity, but the power of this is big, because it puts together a lot of elements in what they do. So you can see how they envision the story, what they understood about the story. For example, here you can see a comic version of the 9 million names of God by Ray. And we wrote to him, my students wrote to him with comments about the stories that I just mentioned before, the 9 billion names of God, the script, and other stories that he wrote that are pretty interesting. And he wrote back. This what you see here is a letter, and in which he basically thanks and praises my students' efforts. And here is the signature at the end of the letter. So it is real. It's a great thing for the students to know that they communicate with a native speaker, especially with a native speaker who is, in that level, in that rank. Here's a picture of Arthur C. Clarke. At the time that he received that letter, he was living in Sri Lanka, and he didn't like, apparently, his country very much. He's British. He was British, and he had relocated in Sri Lanka, where he lived peacefully and where he died peacefully. In case you still cannot locate the name, he was also the one who wrote Odyssey 2001, which then Stanley Kubrick made a movie, and in the 80s or the 70s, I can't remember. We also wrote to Ray Bradbury. Ray Bradbury is the author of the Martian Chronicles. He also wrote back. Creators, they love to hear what the authors read, what the readers think about their creations. And we not only did we write to the authors, my students also wrote to Sherlock Holmes when we read a story. I can't remember if it was a Speckled Van or one of the other stories. Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, wrote a lot of them. I can't remember exactly which one we read, but then they wrote to Sherlock Holmes because we got the address. The address is surreal, and it corresponds to the Museum of Sherlock Holmes. So these people, they are the ones who answer to their letters. They also send some cards for them with themes of Sherlock Holmes. The same by Ray Bradbury and also Arthur C. Clarke. He also sent stickers with his signature that we could then put in their books. So the whole thing was a great experience. And I really think that in this time, when everything is electronic, we should consider doing this, having our students write real letters and communicate with the authors. That is a wonderful project. Okay? I really think that this depends on how passionate we are as teachers, because the passion for teaching is what our students perceive. And if they feel like learning is fun, then it is because we see teaching also as a fun activity. I hope that you liked my presentation, and if you have any questions, you can, we can connect. I'm part of the Equal TESOL community, so I hope that I can hear from you soon. Okay, that's all. Thank you, Rob.
Great, and you did it with 10 seconds to spare. Good work.
All right, that was it,
yeah. Yeah, well, thanks. This is a great project and something that you talked to a bunch of my heroes. When I was young, I was big into science fiction, and I just went to the Sherlock Holmes Museum this year. It's really cool. You have to visit.
It is really cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How smart he is and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Great work. Thanks so much, Luis.